Hello and welcome to Teachings in Education, Classroom Seating Arrangement Styles. Numerous seating arrangement styles are available to educators. The first style arrangement is called the traditional. You'll see this arrangement from kindergarten all the way up to college level classes. The teacher's desk is located in the front of the room. The desks are arranged in simple rows and columns, and students are facing the teacher and the whiteboard. The teachers move up and down the rows of the desks. Students are able to work independently, as this arrangement isn't suited for group work. Use this arrangement when giving your students exams and other types of assessments. Teachers are able to keep an eye on all students. Teachers mostly use direct instruction, which can lead to student boredom if used too often. So to summarize, it's good for staying on task, great for giving exams. Teachers easily supervise students, but it is not student-centered, and that can lead to less paying attention. Next up is the horseshoe arrangement. Students are arranged in a U shape, hence the name, and facing toward one another. The teacher can stand in the middle of the room and become the main point of attention. Teachers can sort of bounce around the room to get to any student. The arrangement is much more suited for discussions as opposed to the traditional model. The open space is a place for presenters to take center stage and engage with the audience. The open space and use it for activities and to get students moving. Students can easily share materials with one another and help each other out. On the other hand, this often leads to students copying one another's work. The horseshoe arrangement is good for discussion forums. Students can take center stage. Teachers can easily get to the students. The space can be used for kinesthetic activities, but students often copy each other's work. Now let's move on to the third seating arrangement, which is small grouping. This is sometimes called group pods. Here, the teacher's desk is usually located in front of the room. The student desks are situated in groups of 4, although other variations are possible. The teacher can move about freely and facilitate group learning that's usually taking place. Small groups allow for cooperative learning, and students can discuss project plans, and they can work together as a functioning unit to develop teamwork skills. As the students are working on their projects, the teacher can walk around the room and facilitate learning. Some downsides include the room getting a little too noisy. And with group work, there's usually one person in the group that doesn't put their share of effort. So to summarize, the small group arrangement is great to build teamwork, student discussions, and doing projects, but it can get loud and not all students will contribute equally. The next classroom arrangement style is the runway. The teacher's desk is usually in a corner, students facing one another. This creates a large space in the middle of the room. Teachers will stand in the middle and bounce back and forth from student to student. The runway is most often used when teachers are setting up a classroom debate. Each side of the runway will have their own argument. Other times, teachers can use the open space to perform demonstrations for students. This arrangement does lead to students shouting across the room. So to summarize here, the runway is great for political debates. Students can bounce ideas off one another. However, it does get loud, and students on the ends of the rows often feel isolated. The next arrangement style is called paired groupings, although many other names exist, such as paired pods. The teacher's desk is located in the corner or front of the room. The desks are arranged in groups of 2, and they're facing the front of the classroom. Now, when it comes to assigning student pairs, there are different ways teachers can go. A teacher's movement isn't as hindered as the traditional arrangement, but not as free as a small group arrangement. Peer tutoring is the most obvious reason to utilize this seating style. Be sure each student understands their role and responsibilities. Other reasons for the set is the famous think, pair, share. Some schools use this arrangement for lab partners if the school lacks lab tables. So to summarize, it's great for peer tutoring where gifted students can pair with struggling students, works well for lab partners if tables aren't available, and it does create some space. Now we move on to our last classroom arrangement style, the roundtable. The desks form a circle with an open space in the middle. The desks are facing each other to increase face-to-face interaction. One way to make use of the roundtable is for ice-breaking activities. As a teacher, you may want to introduce yourself to the class and then have the class introduce themselves. The best thing about the roundtable is that all students feel like they are part of the group. So to summarize, it's best for creating inclusivity among students, facilitating communication, classroom discussions, and having introduction of members. However, it is limited to discussion activities and shy students often feel exposed. Please subscribe to this channel and don't forget to like and share this video.